I have not seen a gym wear brand pop off as much as I have as Defyne since Gymshark. I have had so many girlies in the gym telling me to try Defyne, so we are trying Defyne. I'm not gonna lie, she's teeny tiny for like 6 items, but I have heard it is very shape-weary, so I'm expecting them to come out the bag and be like this big. I have stuck with my size, so everything is going to be in an extra large, apart from the sports bra. I think I went for a large in the sports bra. My measurements are, I'm 5'8", so just in the tall section. I've got long legs, I've got a flat chest, which means I am a little bit smaller in tops and sports bras, but I'm not gonna lie, we are just focusing on leggings and shorts in this haul. I had a bit of a browse of everything. I definitely feel like Defyne seems like a brand that's focusing on its leggings and shorts, and I don't blame them. That's what everybody's raving on about, so I don't blame them at all. I am a neutrals girl, okay? Or grounded, like earthy tones. So there's not any bright colours in here. It's not for me. Love it on other people, love it. For me, I never wear them. So we've gone for earthy kind of colours, a mix of all the different collections because I have no idea. I did get told by someone in the gym that I'd probably enjoy the dynamic collection because I don't like too much compression. I don't like to feel like I can't breathe in my gym wear. So somebody told me I'd like the dynamic, but I've bought all of the collection. So without further ado, let's try Defyne. We are starting off so mixed. This looks horrific on me. Like it looks so bad. I do not have the boobs to pull this off, but it is so freaking tight around my neck. Like am I wearing this wrong? Let me come closer and show you. There is nothing, like I have nothing to fill this out. It is so badly fitting on me. It is wild. This is the only sports bra that I bought because I like strappy, okay? Spaghetti straps, my fave. Do not like a thick strap. It is not flattering on me because I have no boobs and I have good shoulders, so I want spaghetti straps. All of them were thick, and also a lot of them have this ruching in the middle, which for somebody who doesn't have any boobs does not look good. I thought this one would be okay because we're halter neck. It didn't look like a huge amount of material, but even this, I ain't got nothing to put in it. It is so baggy here. This isn't a large, by the way, but round my neck, it is so tight. I cannot wear this for the entire haul. It is so tight. An extra large would have been better for around my neck, without a doubt. But here, like, I'm not even filling out a large. I can't even get over how bad this looks on me. But let me talk about the quality of it, because that's all I can chat about. It is nice and thick. Like, it feels like a really nice quality material. I can't really comment on the ruching in the middle because it never looks good for me because there's no kind of cleavage for me at any point. Like I say, this is digging into me, and that's because it goes to a spaghetti strap at the top. It is like, if you have any weight here, I feel like that's going to dig in a lot. And then the back is also just like a spaghetti strap at the back. There is no kind of adjustment in this bra at all, which I know they're not advertising it to be. That's completely fine, but this is like, what you get is what you get. The black is a really lovely, like, true black. It doesn't look blue at all. It doesn't look purple at all. It is a true black. But yeah, there's nothing more I can say about this because it just does not look good on me and it does not feel good on me. I'm gonna have to chuck one of my other sports bras on for the rest of this haul. I do apologize. However, the leggings, I like them. They're in the color, let me get this right, mocha. They're in the color mocha. Now, like I say, I do love a neutral. Color wise though, I do think I'm not going to get away with this. People are going to think I'm naked. Like, I'm too white for this colour. People are going to think that I'm naked. So if you have a deeper skin tone, beautiful colour. Stunning. For me, I kind of look like a raw chicken. So we're going to ignore the colour, but the legging, yes, I like these. I like them. I like the material. They feel thick but not compressive all over. They do have quite a why am I holding this? They do have quite a compressive waistband around here, and they are maybe a little bit more high-waisted than I'd like. This feels like very OG Gymshark Energy Seamless collection. Like, they are up to my ribs, but I suppose you could fold them down, but I'm just not a folding it down kind of gal. I just don't like the look of it. It's not my fave. So the waistband's probably a little bit thicker than I would want, but it's gonna, like, it's got some compression in it. It's gonna hold me in if I'm ever having a day where I just want to feel like my stomach's sucked in. This is gonna work. There isn't really anything to them apart from a very subtle contour line, but it is so subtle. But I like that. I like plain things. I'm not a big fan of like huge contour lines down the butt and then a contour, like, I'm alright for that. I quite like how plain these are. The height for me is close to perfect. It's nearly there. Like, it's probably, it could deal with like half an inch longer for me, and I'm 5'8". But they're not bad by any means. I've struggled with height on nearly every single one of my leggings. My favourite leggings overall are the Boo and T. I'll put it on screen, and even them, they're not exactly right in the height department, but I love them. And these do feel very similar to my favourite legging, the butt scrunch. That's what we're here for Defyne, isn't it? Like, the butt scrunch is why we go to them, or at least why I'm going to them. That's what I've heard. I like it. Now, obviously, in this colour, it looks like I'm naked, so it's probably not going to be the best that it could possibly be, but it's still very good. When I held them out of the bag, you could see firmly where my butt was going to be and the line. That's what I ask for. When I hold them up, I want to see little pouches for my booty. And I know I already talked about the material, but just to circle back a sec, I really like this. It does feel thick, but thin at the same time. You choose which one you want. I agree with you. It does feel thin, I'm not gonna lie. Like, when I'm pulling it off my bum, it feels thin, but in a way that I like. Like, we aren't see-through. I can't see my underwear, which for this light of a colour I am surprised by, but I'm not gonna lie, it is so hard to do a squat test when there's a butt scrunch because there's a big stitching in the way, but I think they might be squat proof. Overall though, love these. Love these. But the colour is a no-go. I have got these in a short form, but in a different colour, so we'll see what the colour's like. Let me tell you, I feel stupid. I do feel pretty stupid that I had this bra on wrong. I was honestly flabbergasted at how bad the fit was, and I had it on upside down. That was my bad. I got my partner to come up because I was like, let me show you how bad this bra is. And he's like, Sarah, that's on upside down. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So this is the bra the correct way. Much better. Much better. I'm not gonna lie, it's still a little bit tight around my neck, but now that it's the correct way, I do feel like I could maybe go up to an extra large and it not look terrible. It not look like it did upside down. I feel like I could maybe get away with it. The only thing is, it has this really nice shaping on the bottom where it's obviously making room for people with boobs. So I'm not sure if I went up to an extra large whether that would be a lot more pronounced and it would look a little bit silly. I'm not 100% sure, and I'm not entirely sure if it's whether I just don't like halter necks, because like I love the look of them, but they just always feel like they pull on me. Like, they always feel like they're tugging down. I also do have a deceptively large back. Like, my circumference around my ribs is quite large, so I'm not sure if that's why they always feel like they pull, but it is better. It's better. And the back, it's better. I mean, you can see, right? It looks it looks like it was meant to. Let's move on, shall we? We'll talk about the shorts. These are stunning. They are a little bit, the waistband is 100% smaller than the leggings, which I wasn't expecting. These are the 4.5. I haven't bought the longer length just because for my legs, I never feel like they look right. I will say, these are still longer than I was expecting. Let me just check, because honestly, these are a lot longer than I was thinking they were going to be. Yeah, so they come in a 4.5 or a 6.5, and these are in the 4.5, and these are still coming quite far down. More than I'd be expecting for somebody who's a tall. I don't know, I struggle. Lengths, struggle with. They'd probably end up sitting, as shorts do, about there. They do feel like they have the potential to roll up, which I haven't found a short yet that doesn't do that on me. The butt scrunch, she's pretty good, and it's not uncomfortable. I'm not like, this is up places. It's comfortable, it's absolutely fine. This is not a worry. And the colour, let me tell you, I love a green. Everybody who knows me knows I love a green. This is nice. It's a very forest deep green. Should we do a booty pose? Should we do one? Yeah. They're good. I might have finally found some shorts that I actually want to keep. Let's move on to the next collection. I have no idea about the collections, I'm not gonna lie. So We're just gonna pick one and stick with it. I have 3 of each, so we'll do we'll do legging short in each collection. Okay, we've moved on to the Defy collection. I was expecting, because I was recommended the last collection as one that's going to be like less compressive, the rest of them, like the other 2 main collections, to be like really compressive. But I actually would say this is the least. There is a lot more stretch to them. The material is more of a silky material. There is no kind of thickness to it. It's a thin, silky material. So there is no compression on my legs, and there's only the tiniest little bit of compression around my waist. It is not huge by any means. The look of them, I like. I love this colour. This is in latte. It is beautiful. I'm not entirely sure whether I could get away with it. I think I could. I do very much worry about being seen as like naked just on a glance. But I think these maybe I could get away with. Let me know. And I actually quite like how I look in them. I think the waistband is very flattering. I love the way this is sitting on me. I like how high it is. Again, it's a little bit like it is going up to the ribs kind of high, but it is high-waisted. The butt scrunch is more of a subtle butt scrunch. It's definitely still there, don't get me wrong, but there's no kind of like really pulling it in. It's just stitching in the middle, and that is absolutely fine. I definitely say it's still a stronger butt scrunch than some companies do, but it's just definitely not as aggressive as the last one, which means it's just not as flattering on my bum. It's still good, don't get me wrong. Let me do a pose. Like, they still look good, but it's just not as intense as the other ones. Because it is that silky thin material though, you are going to be able to see everything. That doesn't bother me. But as I say in every single haul that I do, this is about you, not me. So if you are looking for a legging that isn't going to hide what your skin looks like, I'd avoid these ones, because you're going to be able to see everything. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I personally think you can wear whatever you want and look sexy, but personal preference, isn't it? If you don't want that, that's fine. The length of them, not great for me, I'm not gonna lie. They've became a bit 7/8-y. I have a tattoo on my ankle that I don't like, and my thing is, if you can see the tattoo, it's too high and you can see the entire tattoo. So unfortunately the length's just not there. I could hide this with some crew socks though, so it's not the worst thing. It's just I would like them to be a little bit higher. Now very quickly, going back to the material, for my sensory difficulty people like me, I have sensory issues. This is such a soft material, it has gone over to the itchiness side. For neurotypical people or people who don't struggle with sensory issues, this is not an itchy material, okay? I'm not saying it's itchy. Don't come away from this thinking she said it was itchy. No, for some people, super soft materials feel itchy, and that is what's happening on these for me, which I am actually really sad about, because I like these. I like how I look in them, and I really like the colour. I could get over the length for how much I like them, but unfortunately it's just so soft it's itchy. So I think these are a no from me. I am excited to see the shorts though. Okay, I have no idea how I've done this, but I've messed up again, and the other 2 pairs of shorts that I have came in an extra small, and I have checked the email, the order confirmation that comes in the bag, and I have ordered an extra small, and I honestly have no idea how I've done that. So I am very sorry. This video is not to the standard that I would like, so I am very sorry. If you would like me to do another one with more shorts of the tops, things like that, please let me know. But I am sorry, but I cannot. I'm an extra large and they have came in an extra small. That's about the size of my leg, so they're not going on. I do have them though, so I can show you the colour. I also can show you the length, because this is what I think this is the length that they're talking about, like a 4.5, 6.5 is going off a smaller size, because that, when I put them out, I was like, whoa, that's what I was expecting, like booty shorts kind of level. So I think because it's an extra large that I'm ordering, the shorts must be compensating for that in length, and that's why they're looking like bike shorts on me, which, you know, if that's what other people in an extra large need, completely fair enough, but it just doesn't work for me. Anyway, the colour, this is in a steel, and I think it's beautiful. I don't particularly like blue, but this type of blue, beautiful. Like, it is so nice. I think it's picking up a little bit more purple on camera, but it's definitely more of like a steel graphite kind of colour. I really like them, but yeah, unfortunately not a chance they're going on. So now we have moved on to the Impact collection. These are the leggings in Pistachio. They're a very nice green. I see my greens and blues wrong, okay, according to everybody else. So to me, they have a blue tint. I can see on camera They do not look blue at all. So what you're seeing right now, you're not going to agree with me. But in real life, to me, these have a tiny bit of a blue tint. But my partner who sees greens correctly says they are a true green. But they're definitely more of like a saturated green than the olive that I had on in the shorts. But the colour is really nice. These are more thick. These are what I was expecting with the compression. But they're not as like squeezy inny as I was expecting for what everybody was talking about with the Defy and how much it is like shapewear. I was definitely expecting to feel way more uncomfortable than this. And they're not actually that bad. I don't know if everybody is trying to fit into a size lower than what they are to get like a real squeeze on them, and I just stick true to size, so that might be on me. But I don't find these uncomfortable. Like, they fit really well. I really like the waistband on these. They're definitely still high-waisted, but they are definitely shorter than the other ones that we've had. I really like the waistband. Like I say, they're more compressive, so they are a thicker material. I don't know whether I could train legs in this material just because of how thick it is, but it's nice. It's not as soft, but it still feels comfortable. The length, again, we're about a 7/8, I think, on me. So again, if you're a 5/8 or below, you'll be fine. And now we'll come on to the butt scrunch. I think this might be the best one so far. It is, the longer I've worn them, the better it's gotten. But when I first put them on, I was like, there's the tugging that I was expecting. But like I say, it seems to have disappeared now. They're more comfortable. So it's definitely like, we're tugging in place, but they are flattering. And again, there isn't any type of like super obvious contouring on these leggings. We have the tiniest little bit of shading here, but I don't even think it classes as like a contour. It's just the stitching's different on this panel compared to this panel, and I actually really like it. I really like it. I've been a contour hater from the beginning, so I like this. I feel like shape-wise, maybe these are my favourite. I really like how they're sitting on my waist. I just wish they were a tiny bit longer. We'll do a booty pose because I have in every other pair that I've bought. This is them. You'll have to let me know which you think has the best like booty scrunch and which you think my booty looks best in, but I really like them, and they're definitely not as uncomfortable as I was expecting. Now the shorts, I got them in the colour Truffle, and I really do like it. It's definitely more of like a purple neutral. Not like a smack you in the face kind of purple, but just a neutral colour that has a purple undertone. They are really nice. Again, because it's an extra small, the length looks really nice on them. But I am very disappointed that these came in an extra small, because I would have really liked to have tried them. You can see how much there is like a dipped hem in the front as well when they're not on. These are them in an extra small short. Overall, my impressions of them, they definitely are a more expensive brand. Everything was pretty much like 50 quid. Obviously the shorts were a little, I will have put the prices for everything down below, by the way, but everything was like over £45, and they are good quality. I can understand why they've put the price up. Obviously, I'm not going to talk too much about pricing because I feel like I'm not the person to talk about that. I don't know manufacturing. And I take it, for me, if something is a bit more expensive like this compared to B&T, Gymshark, I'm taking that as you are using ethical factories and you are doing it correctly. So if not, I'd be disappointed. Every piece has felt good quality though. Even before I figured out I was wearing this wrong, I did still think, oh, it feels good quality, it just does not look right on me. I will say, if you're coming into this like not looking on the DFYNE website, this is your first like dabble in a DFYNE, they seem to have less ranges. So these 3 collections were the only like core collections I could find. There was one other one, but it just wasn't my type of thing. And actually I prefer that. I like that. I like going to a company for their thing. And if their thing is leggings and shorts and they have 3 ranges because that is their thing, that's what I want. I prefer that. I would much prefer that than going on an activewear brand and there being 20 ranges and just being like, I don't know what to get. I like the idea of going, DFYNE has really good butt scrunching, I'm gonna go there for them. So that definitely wasn't a bad thing for me, but don't go on there expecting to see a massive range of clothing. I definitely would like to try them again. I think I would stick with the leggings and shorts though. When I was looking into the tops, I was actually really wanting to try a halter neck built-in bra top because I think people look really cute in them at the minute, and I don't have one, but all of them had thick straps, and like I've said before, that's not for me. So I would go back to them if they came out with like new designs on their collections. I also would really like to see some more neutral colors in them. There wasn't, my favorite pair of leggings that I wear at the minute are brown, and the browns that I have ordered in this one were the only browns that I could find. So I definitely like to see some more just neutral coloured or toned down coloured like this, or the blue. Brights are having their moment at the minute, and that is completely okay, but it's just not for me. I do apologise for this video not being very good. If you have stuck around to the end, I very much appreciate you. I have no idea how the extra small thing happened, and it doesn't feel like the biggest of hauls, but like I say, they didn't have the biggest amount of range on their website. But if you would like me to do another haul with those shorts, with any other things that you would like, please comment and let me know. I'm more than happy to do that if there is someone asking for it. I do have hauls available from other brands on my channel. We've got Boo & Tea, we've got Gymshark, we've got Owner Active, we've got a huge range. So if you've enjoyed this, I will link the hauls playlist at the end of this video. But before you shoot off, if you have enjoyed the video, I would very much appreciate any engagement you can give. This channel has been a bit of a downward spiral at the minute. I don't know what's going on. So literally any engagement would be massively appreciated. So that's liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing if you are new. I would love to have you here. But even if you don't do any of those things, thank you so much for watching till the end, but I shall hopefully see you in another video. Bye.